Shalom, family. We are getting ready to can red skinned potatoes. You guys, I found a jar of potatoes dated October of 2021, and we finally opened them. Good God Almighty. They were so delicious. So I am going to try to duplicate those potatoes again. And so the reason why I am trying to duplicate them, because my sister, look, gave me a 10-pound bag of red skinned potatoes. She said, do you want them? I'm like, yeah, I want them. So anyway, I'm going to work these 10 pounds of potatoes. I'm going to wash them real good. I will not take the skin off. They are so delicious with the skins on. And any bad areas, I will cut them off. But I'll bring you back so you can see what size that will be going into my jar, because it's a certain size that you need to keep from having mashed potatoes. Okay? So yeah, so I'm going to bring you back when I start cutting them up and everything. So get this out of the way. And let me tell you what my season is going to be today. Okay, I am starting off with the Better Than Bouillon vegetable broth. Okay, if you do not have this, you can always buy the ones from the store. But my go-to is this right here, because you can make it as robust as you like. So the more tastier, the more better your potatoes are going to be. Okay? And we are going to add some onion powder, garlic powder, some Himalayan pink sea salt or pickling salt. I have both in here. I'm going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. And what is baked potatoes without chives? We will be adding chives. I'm going to add just a smidgen of white pepper, not a lot, because this stuff is potent. And you got to have your vinegar and your paper towel to wipe off your rims. We will need our measuring spoons today. And matter of fact, I have measuring spoons here that say nip, smidgen, pinch, and dash. And if you're interested, I'll just leave them in the description box. You will need the funnel, ladle, jar lifter, and your debubbler. And I will be canning today in regular mouth pint-sized jars. Okay? With my broth, I just made the broth with 2 quarts of water. I didn't have to heat it up or anything. It dissolves excellent. And just regular cold water. Okay? So without further ado, I think that is it. I'm going to get these potatoes over to the sink, wash them, and cut them up, and I will bring you back. Okay, these are the size of my potatoes, you guys. So I'm going to show you how to cut them up to keep from having mashed potatoes, okay? We will not be pre-cooking these potatoes. They're going right in the jar raw, okay? This is called raw packing. So what I'm going to do is cut it down the middle. I should be able to get 8 pieces. Cut that down the middle. I'm just cutting down the middle. I should be able to get 8 pieces out of these size potatoes. Down the middle again. Down the middle. Down the middle. And here are my 8 pieces. Okay? That's it. And if you run across any bad spots, just cut them out, because, you know, we don't want to compromise our potatoes. So after you get finished cutting up your potatoes, you want to throw them back into the water so they won't turn brown on you. I am going to load up 2 jars for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a ladle full of my vegetable broth, okay? Then I am going to add my seasonings. I am working with quart-size jars, and I will be using teaspoons today. Teaspoon of garlic powder. Teaspoon of onion powder. Teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt or pickling salt. Okay. Teaspoon of my chives. Alrighty. Now I'm going to break it down and use a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Okay? And then I will get my other measuring spoon. Here we go. And this white pepper is very potent, you guys. So this is really optional. You can just add your pepper at the end. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use the nip. Just a nip today because it's potent. All right. So what I'm going to do now is just stir up my seasonings, okay? I have all my seasonings in here. And now I'm just going to start loading my potatoes up. It's just this simple. And remember, you guys, salt is always optional. You can always wait until you get ready to eat it if you are afraid that your food may be too salty, okay? And we're just gonna push this down here, and we're looking for a 1-inch headspace. Here we go. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Stir your seasonings around, and then just start dropping your red skin potatoes in your jar. That simple. And you can add whatever seasons that you like. You know, you don't have to just go by what I'm adding. You know, you can add your own season. I know some people even add parsley. Some people may add a bay leaf. It's whatever you want. Okay. So you gotta get a smaller one up in here. Yeah. So we're just looking for our 1-inch headspace. And now that we have our jars at the 1-inch headspace, now we will add in our additional broth, okay? And we're looking for the 1-inch headspace, okay? I want to make sure you guys can see this. Yeah. 1-inch headspace. And I'm really not for sure. There I go spilling. And I'm really not for sure if this is going to be enough broth. So I'll just make some more, or I'll just use the store one. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we have to debubble. Okay. So try to get in there and bring those bubbles up out of there if you can. Just do what you can, okay? Just want to bring those air bubbles up out of there. Kind of hard because these potatoes are hard, okay? So that looks good. So I'm gonna push this potato back down in there so I can keep my 1-inch headspace, and it did very good. I did not lose my 1-inch headspace on that jar, okay? Just get in there so it can release any air bubbles that may be trapped, you guys. Yes. This is not a marathon, so you don't have to be rushing. You just want great quality food, okay? So I did lose just a tad of my 1-inch headspace, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our vinegar and our paper towel and we're gonna clean the rims because seasonings may have gotten on it, broth, or even some potato may have gotten on it. So here we go. So we're gonna take our lid and our ring and put it on. Fingertip tight. Isn't that gorgeous? That's going to be gorgeous. Here we go. Fingertip tight. That's all we need, you guys. And I'm going to continue on loading up my jars, and I'll see you back at the canner. All right, fam. I was able to get 7 jars, and I only had 3 potatoes left, you guys. Yes. So look at this. This is gorgeous. And I just want to let you know that if you don't have broth, you can use water. So what I did was I did run short. So I made another quart of vegetable broth. I'm going to put all the measurements and the ingredients, everything in my description box, okay? So look at this. This is gorgeous. So I'm gonna load them up. This looks good. And I just want to let you know that when they come out of the canner, they won't be like this red. It will be maybe like a pinkish color. But that doesn't have anything to do with the taste. So you guys, I just want to make sure that I am clear with my ingredients and everything. But like I said, you can use water. You don't have to use vegetable broth. It's just that vegetable broth will take your potatoes to the next level. We don't want ordinary potatoes. We want next level potatoes, right? Okay, so now that I have my jars all loaded in my canner, I'm going to throw some vinegar, probably about 2 tablespoons of vinegar, into my canner, okay? So now I'm just going to take my lid. I am working with a Presto 23 quart, you guys. And you want to check your lid, make sure your rubber gasket is up in there tight. You want to make sure that you can see straight through this little vent pipe right here, okay? And see this little button right here? You want to hold this. You want to hold this down and make sure that you cannot turn it. Because if it's loose, your canner will not come up the pressure. Experience, okay? I experienced that. All right, so let's close our lid, close her up. Make sure that your canner is in the middle of your eye. And once this little vent pipe right here starts to shoot steam steady for 10 minutes, I'll bring you back. one more thing. I forgot to tell you that my can of water is cold. My broth is cold and my potatoes are cold. So everything is the same temperature. All right, family, my vent pipe has been shooting steam steady for 10 minutes. I'll put my weight regulator on it. That button right there shows that my canner is locked. For my elevation, I am under 1,000 feet. I need 10 pounds of pressure. Once this gets up to 10, I'll bring you back. If you do not know your elevation or your altitude, you can just Google it. Okay, family, I am at 10 pounds of pressure. I will now set my timer for 40 minutes because I am working with quart-sized jars. If it goes to 11, you're fine. Just keep it between 10 and 11. Once it comes down from pressure and this button right here drop, I usually wait for about 10 minutes before I open my canner. It's been about 15 minutes since my canner has come down from pressure. I will remove my weight regulator. But let me just tell you something really quick. Do not remove this weight regulator until that button fall. Do not mess with this until that button fall, okay? So even though it's been 15 minutes, this canner is still full of steam, family. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unscrew it. I'm going to lift it up away from me and I'm gonna let it back down. That's it. Did y'all see that burst of steam? Okay, and if you guys can smell this, you'll be running over here to eat. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take this lid off and I'm going to go to the sink. But when I take this lid off, I will be taking it off away from me. You guys, it smells so good in here. These jars kind of heavy. Let me give me some support at the bottom. Here we go. Remember when I told you that they turn like a pink color? You see, like a light pink. But that's fine. That is fine. And this is why I put vinegar in my water. See how clear my jars are? Let me show you guys how much. See, I don't have a lot of mashed potatoes because the size that we cut them, you guys, and a lot of it is seasoning. So this is why we do not pre-cook. Just imagine if we pre-cooked it. We would have a jar of mashed potatoes, okay? If you like this video, please hit like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, you guys. Yeah, so what we'll do now is we're just going to let them sit here for at least 12 to 24 hours. After then, excuse me, we will remove the rings. We will wash our jars, and we will store them in a cool, dry place. I love you guys, and you know I do. But guess what? Did you hear that? But guess what? I love the Most High more. Shalom.